Hola amigos, I am Lorenzo from BroodMinder, and today I want to show you how to use QueenMinder to keep track of your colony transitions. Okay, we will do a very simple example just to get you hands-on and that you understand the philosophy behind this tool. We will start with an apiary, and we will get a hive that has swarmed, and we'll do this simulation. And so you will have the swarm that has left, that is going into a nuke, for example, that you are preparing, and the colony that remains into the original hive. Okay, so let's go to do it on MyBroodMinder, because QueenMinder so far is implemented in MyBroodMinder, not yet on the Bees app. It will come in the future, but so far you get it in MyBroodMinder. So I have here an apiary. My apiary, there is hive number one. In hive number one, we add a note because it's swarming. It has swarmed, okay? It swarmed today at, let's say, 12:30. And when you add this note, which is in the colony transition panel, create a note, it tells you, oh, do you want to start a colony transition? So we enter into a workflow, and you say, yes, I want to start a colony transition because the queen has left on this hive. And you get this screen with the different inspections that you will do over time. The first trigger is the swarmed today, okay, tack, and that's the first inspection. Oop, I'm going back again. So you see here the hive number one has swarmed today, and the queen that remains in the hive has 8 days, because the eggs and the larva and everything is prepared so that there is a replacing queen, right? In inspection one, check queen development. Let's say you find a capped queen cell, right? And you remove all the other ones. You create it. And then here you have Q8, and on inspection one, you found the capped queen cell, right? So from here we deduce the queen egg laying date, which was 14th of May. Today is 21. And the mother queen vanish date, which is today, because the mother queen has left with the swarm. Okay. When we look at this chart that has appeared below, and I take a little bit more time, so let's say we take 3 more weeks. So you see that the current queen development in this hive, which is the queen cell, which swarmed today, is at the status of pupa, because we have a closed queen cell, a capped queen cell, and then it will emerge sometime, and then be fertile, and then unfertile, and fertile, and then mated, and then after a time, I am adding a bit more time here, after a few weeks, hopefully you expect that it gets in a stable situation, right? But that's after you have carried the second inspection. Here in the gray bands are the second inspection, and that one is the third inspection, right? When you click on it, you go to inspection number 3. Good. Let's leave this hive here for a moment, okay? And let's add another hive, new hive. I will call it nuke, and it's a swarm from HO1, okay, from hive 1. And I creating the hive here. Now I'll add a note, and I will say that I've put a swarm, catch it, well, wait a second, catch swarm from HO1 and place it into this nuke. Okay, and so hive swarm or install the package. That's what I do when I created it says, do you want to start a colony transition cycle? You say yes, and then we go here. The cycle start is already complete. You put the swarm into the box, and then when you're installing it, you are telling the system if it was a package of bees, which already comes with a mated queen, or if it was a primary swarm, which was also with the mother queen, primary swarm, mated queen, or if it was a secondary swarm, and in this case, the queen is a virgin. So let's say it's the first swarm of the year, and we have a mated queen, okay? So primary swarm from HO1, okay, again, create it. And now here, when I select the nuke, you see this symbol that has appeared here, colony transition in progress. So that's what the symbols are meaning. Your colony transition is in progress, and the nuke is a swarm that I inserted into the hive. It's incomplete. The queen development is an old queen, and what we are expecting here is for an inspection a few days later, so on the 26th of May, to check if there are eggs, or if I see young larvae, or if I see older larvae. Okay, and that's the way you manage your colony transitions. You go through the inspections, you check, and you add to the system the kind of brood development you're finding, and the system is computing for you the calendar events and when it should be working or it is not working, right? So for example, let's say that in the 20, what day we should take here, on the 26th, let's suppose, I cannot do it. The demonstration is not working because I cannot add nodes in the future. I wanted to show you how the process is going through. Okay, forget, we cannot add nodes in the future. We leave it like this. Let me show you on my apiary right now with something that I've been working over this season. So this has a split. It's also succeeded. We've gone through the frames of brood I introduced into the nuke at the beginning, so they get out. So the brood is going to 0, and then at that stage the queen is starting again to lay, and that's why the brood starts again. If you watch the mating flight hours, and the mating was happening in this period here, so very clearly it was mated on the 18th of April. Yeah, because the other days where the weather was not very good at that period, but that day was perfect, and that's where she was mated, and that's where she started again. So this colony is succeeded. We've gone through different inspections, and it's now up and running. If we go to this one, which is a bit more tricky, let me remove R9 or R8. So if we go to R2, we see that on the 30th there was a swarm, but it swarmed again, so the cycle restarted. There was another swarm in the 12th, it swarmed again, so the cycle restarted. And right now what's been happening is that I've been inspected and there is an emerged queen cell. So that's the current status. The first 2 cycles are not complete. They will never be complete because something else happened that restarted the cycle. That's why they are yellow. And I am still trying to requeen this hive by natural means or whatever, and it's in process. Okay, so I keep track of everything that happened during that period. If I'm looking to the whole stuff that happened into the apiary, so you're seeing that there's a few that are succeeded, there's another few that are incomplete, and some others that have restarted. So that's so far how I am managing the hives. I'm pretty happy with this tool because I started the season with 4 hives and now I have 14. And of course, they are not all settled because some of them are in process, but the tool has really, really helped me to keep track of every hive, what was the situation, and at what moment it was needing for me to check if things were fine or were not fine, and if something was needed to do. And that's a very good companion to keep track of this because, okay, if you're replacing all the queens at the beginning of the season, you're not needing to play with this. But if you're just letting the nature or using the swarms or introducing even queens from time to time, it's a good means to keep track of it. So I hope it's clear that you can start using it. Don't hesitate to tell us your comments and suggestions. It's still a beta. We are improving it all the time, and yeah, your comments are important for that. And the last thing is that, well, do you remember that every hive counts?